Yo, what going on, everybody? Is your boy Souljah. Bless you already know. The resident Rastaman here at the Hot Mango Seed Podcast. We chilling. And when I like to vibe out, I just only choose I4 Exotics. Only the highest grade man I smoke. You done already know. Shout out to them, man. Fire blazing. Yo. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Hey, you are tuned into the Hot Mango Seed. I am way too lit right now.
You are lit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode of the Hot Mango Seed Podcast. That's right, episode number 14, man. And
wow.
You know, this is the episode, you know, the platform where we peel back the layers, where we drill down to the seed on everything that brings value to your life, you know, cryptocurrency, gaming, the marijuana industry, relationships, and so much more as we peel back that layer. You know, my name is LaRue, and I'm here joined with the amazing Hot Mango Seed crew. To my right, King T.
Have no fear, the king is here.
The super producer, Henny Skywalker.
Oakland 520 gang.
And today we have the VI Massive Souljah bless out, but we do have the botanist Rob Raider.
Hello, folks.
Yes, another episode, man. Souljah Bless isn't here with us today, but he's
Shout
definitely
out
here
to
in
Souljah.
spirit.
Big up Souljah Bless.
Get that money, B.
Yeah,
For real.
episode number 14.
Yeah, it came up fast.
Right? I feel like every week we're like, can you believe it's episode 12?
Because I remember when this was just a concept.
Right.
We were hanging out and talking about the possibility of starting a podcast, and you know, the question was we ever gonna get it done? But I knew we would eventually, just because of the type of people we are.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's even crazier to think about, like, to be transparent with you, you know, we was checking out different locations. You know, we got so lucky. Shout out to the collab that allowed us into their establishment, you know, and let us, the Grand Collab that allowed us.
Big ups, Grand Collab.
Yeah, you know, but we were downtown Orlando. We were looking at a spot that was going to be like $1 million a week.
Yeah, it felt like $1 million.
Yeah, so many different spots, you know, and just trying to make things work, you know. And here we are. Now we're 14 episodes in. We found a home, you know, and we're doing well, right?
Yeah, wonderful location. Great people that we are in this Grand Collab location with. Very talented people, so it's inspiring.
Yeah,
being in here.
Yes, sir. And you know what, man? It's funny, right? I came to this realization earlier. I was like, man, I got trust issues, right?
True that.
I got trust issues, you know, and you know, for instance, I don't trust people who get out of the shower and the first article of clothes they put on is their socks. I think that I feel like they're psychopaths.
They put the socks on first.
They put their sock butt naked and they put their socks on first. I feel like that's a problem. I don't trust adults that buy Slurpees with no kids around.
What's wrong with the Slurpee? It's kind of hot out there, you know?
I feel like, yeah, on a hot day, right? But when you're buying Slurpees on a regular basis,
like every day.
You just in the bank smiling with a blue teeth and a blue tongue, like, oh, I just had a Slurpee. Like,
I don't trust people that drink glasses of milk.
for real. Like, you just have a
whole
dinner
cycle. If you be like, oh, I'm thirsty, and pour a glass of milk, it's something wrong with you for real.
Special kind of person,
right? Man, I don't trust people who ride in the car alone with a mask on. I don't.
Yeah, that's some strange shit.
Like,
Yeah.
I've been seeing that shit.
like you
Been
in the
seeing it
car
a lot.
by yourself
Yeah.
with a mask on.
Safety
I
first.
understand if
He said safety
from
first.
who? Just sitting there smelling your own
As soon as
breath.
I get in the car, I rip that mask off.
Right? Nobody's there, you know. And last, I don't trust people who use their turn signals in apartment complexes. I don't.
Well,
feel-
sometimes you might be high.
I mean, if somebody's behind you, right? But when you just in there by yourself, I feel like they have a knife and they're gonna cut me. I don't know.
That's some random thing.
It's random, right?
That is random. That is
Yeah.
random.
I have trust issues. I sometimes don't trust Rob. When, you know.
I don't trust people who put olives on their pizza.
Oh,
I feel like they be trying to trick you too, because they don't be telling you it's there.
You can see it.
Yeah, but you know, you get hungry. You
What's
think
that
about
black
the
stuff?
meat. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking about the meat, and then when you go to bite it, and all of a sudden you get
It's a
that
black
deep olive taste, and it's just like, oh man, I feel betrayed when
And
I
they-
bite into a pizza with an olive in it.
and they bury it in there too.
They
right?
do bear, and that's the catch. Like, you don't know sometimes it's there until you take that bite, and then it's like, these fools set me
They
up.
set you up. I used
That's
to
what
be
it
the
feel
kid-
like to me.
Man, I used to be the kid. I sit there for 15, 17 minutes picking them off and putting them to the side.
Yep, I put them to the side for real.
Like y'all
Have
done
a
had
whole stack of olives on the side.
a whole
Then you
stack.
look at somebody else like, you want these?
Yeah. For real. For real, for
And I was
real.
gonna say, like, I don't trust Rob. Oh, it's not that I don't
I
trust
don't
Rob.
mind, you know, I don't mind olives.
I don't
No.
trust them in GTA.
I don't trust Rob. Yeah, I definitely don't trust Rob in video games. But I also don't trust
Oh
Rob.
no, I don't trust Rob in video games either.
Yeah,
Teammate ever.
Rob would be on your team and get you killed.
Best teammate ever.
He'd be the one to kill you though. That's the problem with it. Like, he'll do some crazy shit.
no, I feel like by now, like, there's so many strains that Rob's had of COVID that they're mutating into something like super. Yeah, like I feel like
Extra
we
bionic.
can't.
Incredible Hulk type
Yeah,
strain.
like
Yeah.
we as humans can't handle the strains that you've had. So what's mutating in you is like a nuclear.
Something different. I might even have to get studied.
They might. I was gonna say they
gonna try to come
they
from
might
the
need to
come
study this dude to see how to survive in the worst.
He said I might have to get studied.
Patent your DNA.
They gonna patent his DNA.
Better patent
Oh
it.
man,
You out
you
here
gonna have a
like
bidding.
Henry
They gonna have
Like
a
Elliot's
bidding.
probe being
A bidding war on Rob.
They gonna have him out here like Henrietta Lacks.
Henrietta Lacks.
You'll be like, you get that second shot of Rob, that Rob Raider, you get that second Rob Raider shot. But another note, right? So,
Raider 19.
Raider 19, spreading fast. Got New Mexico locked down.
They got that new COVID. Bald head COVID.
So y'all have y'all heard that new Kendrick album?
Oh, yeah.
Good album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a couple tracks on
When
it
it came
already.
out, I stayed up like actually like 2 more hours.
Yeah, I did too, listening to it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I stayed up all the way until
And then I
the
realized it was a
Kodak
double
Black
album.
song down. Like I finished the rest of the morning. But it was pretty
You
good.
said it till the Kodak Black song.
Yeah, I was like, I remember Kodak Black.
Break time.
Yeah. And then
I
finished the rest.
didn't know it was a double album.
It is.
So I was
didn't
up
know it was
late,
extra.
boy. I was-
Yeah, I've only heard a couple songs, but the ones I did hear, I really like.
Yeah, that's me
Yeah,
too.
I really like.
Okay, yeah, I'm the same way too. I've only listened to, a couple. I was definitely blown away, but I also feel like it's one of those you got to be in that mind state for it, right?
Yeah. You definitely got to be in the vibe for that kind of energy, but it's different. I like his music because he reminds me of a classical composer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With his music, it feels like he's a classical composer, but he's using hip hop as his tool, and
So
he's doing
super
things that people can't even, they can't even rap on that level. To be
Yeah.
able to switch completely into different tones and like, I don't know, he's like you know how Michael Jackson was with pop, how he could just turn any song into a wonderful. So I think Kendrick has been blessed with a gift like that.
Like full production.
But the creativity in the song is what I'm talking about. That the design, the production, the arrangement, you know what I mean?
Man, I agree, bro. And I remember, because the first time I heard any of them, I was actually riding in the car with Rob, right? And Rob's like, yo, this is probably the most important album. He kept saying the most important. This is one of the most important albums of, right? I think that's what you said.
Close enough.
Rob said that?
Or one of the
He said the most important album of rap.
Like Rob was like, yo, like
Rob?
like
Within realm.
real deal. He's
What?
like, yo, this album makes me want to change my life, and I'm like,
Oh, this one of them upgrade. Yeah, this one of the ones you want to
See, now I
better
got-
in life. Yeah.
I gotta listen to the whole album now.
yeah. I'm like, yo, that sounds.
'Cause he was super vulnerable on this album. Like,
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
I wouldn't say super,
Okay.
'cause it's like a bunch of other stuff, of course, in life. He's not going to say out there, but
He
there
laid a
was
lot
some
on the line.
Yeah, there was some things he mentioned that was like, okay, all right.
Like what? For example, like what are some
About
of the,
his cheating on his wife.
Okay.
Yeah, especially with a white girl, and then his whole infidelity and all that. It was
Look at Rob getting deep.
About his gay
Look
aunt.
Oh yeah, his gay aunt. Oh,
Yeah.
the auntie song. Yeah. Yeah. This was an open book album. It was really good though.
That's fire. Now, Shaq, what was your favorite? Like, what did you take away from it?
It was good.
Yeah, do you think it's a classic? You think it's just
know yet.
another dope? Okay. See, that's what I respect about you, right? You ain't finna just jump and say like, "Oh man, Kendrick dropped the classic, the best album of the year." Like, Shy's like, like it's alright. I ain't really heard it, right?
I heard it, but I had to listen to it more.
Bro, I didn't show Shy my own song, Henny my own songs, and she been like, "It's straight." Like, man, you ain't feeling it? Like,
yeah, that sound like Henny
this
right
is my
there.
best song. Like,
that sound like Henny. Everybody be excited as hell. Henny be like, it's straight.
like, man,
Like,
it's only at
all right.
It's at 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Like, let me listen. It's straight. Like, damn.
Yeah, I just had to listen to stuff over and over until like I understand where they coming from with the artistry.
Right.
Yeah, because this was a double album. I didn't know that. I just let it play in my ear and tried to fall asleep, and then I listened to the whole thing.
Dang.
I know because it stopped playing. I was like, damn, let me start it back over. And I started back over, and I look at the time like, fuck it, just listen to it.
That's crazy.
And it was good. I didn't skip no songs. So.
See,
But I gotta listen to it more before I say it's a classic, best album of the year or anything.
I think this is probably his second best album. I mean, I skipped over to Pimper Butterfly and Damn. I mean, I heard like songs off it, but to me that was more his industry work.
Yeah.
'Cause I was following him like to Section 80, Overlay Dedicated, and stuff like that. Some of his older stuff. So I've been following him like since then, and then I'm like, this is really some of his best work to date.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
It was different.
I had this burning question, right? I don't know why I've been using this burning question. This phrase. I've been using it in every area of my life too. It's weird. I'm sorry, I'm in my own head. But I've had this question, right, that I was thinking on the way over here, right? Like, Henny, you're a producer, and let's say that we're all producers, we're super producers, and we make the dopest beat that ever, existed right now in this time and era.
You might not like it.
Yeah, of course.
You might not like that beat, and everybody else be like, "It's the best fucking beat I ever heard."
Right, but let's just say it is, right? And if you can take any artist right now, do you think is going to make the best possible song to that beat? And let's say that beat can be R&B, it could be a rap. Who right now would you
That's a good
walk
question.
into the studio and be like, yo, I got this crazy beat, the best beat that ever existed in 2022. I'ma get blank on this.
Yeah, good question.
Damn, I was hoping it was a good one, but
You gotta think deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a deep one right there.
See, I already.
Who is that artist?
Who would I get on the beat?
I know.
Yeah.
I know who I would. I know.
Who'd you get?
I would put Drake on it.
On a Henny beat?
Why would you laugh? No.
I don't know. Drake is the master chameleon of the rap style.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, like, who's gonna, like, when I'm not saying like the best or that. I'm saying if I had the best beat right now, who is gonna, like, I know is gonna just be consistent and make a classic record. I'm gonna put Drake.
Jay-Z.
That's another one I thought about too.
I think Jay would definitely put some real shit down on a Henny beat.
Well, I'm not even saying Henny beat, right? I'm saying like a beat in general.
Oh, fire beat in general. I mean,
it's a Henny beat.
Oh, I'm going Lupe.
you know what?
Yeah.
Lupe is definitely a rider.
Man, Lupe ain't rapped since 2002.
Lupe's a master of the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great one of the flow.
He's definitely a word lyricist.
Super lyricist.
What about you, Henny? She's in deep thought right now. I'm gonna start the Jeopardy music.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Bad baby.
that's how. It's a hard one.
Like, yeah, I don't
He
know.
said bad baby.
Bad
He
Bar-
said bad baby.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I probably put Future on something.
Future,
all right.
Future would be. Hey, I feel like he can jump on anything.
Yeah, he really can, and it's like the music he releases under his own name. It's pretty ratchet, but with the stuff he write for other people, it's fucking. He's insane.
Okay.
Future's insane. He's always been an insane writer.
I also feel like I would put Bruno Mars on it, just
With Future,
with anybody.
I would say like maybe Future and who would I like? Elzai.
Ooh,
Never heard those two together. That would probably be crazy.
that would even be like
It would mess people's minds
the
up.
beat would have to change,
Their
and then
mind would be messed up.
God,
Yeah,
you would just stop it in the middle. Like, what am I
What?
listening to right now?
Like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah.
Right? But yo,
Hell
not to segue in it, away from that, but I wanted to stop for one and say, thank you for tuning in to the Hot Mango Seed podcast. You can follow us on all of our social media platforms. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube. We're even on Black Planet. No, we're
Black
not.
Planet.
But no, we're not.
Shout out Black Planet.
Shout out Black Planet.
But make sure you follow
Get
us.
me started out here in these media streets.
You follow us, we'll follow you back. And, I just wanted to stop and say, man, congrats. Behind the scenes, Rob Rader, our resident botanist, shared with us that his credit just boosted, man.
Yeah,
Thank
Rob
you.
got the credit.
Man, credit's good.
Congratulations,
Rob
man.
got the credit.
Welcome to the, if you don't mind me sharing, the 700 Club. You know
Hey.
719.
Welcome.
Yeah,
They go
welcome.
higher than that, but yeah.
Welcome to the club, and I was just like, obviously, that's huge, especially for us as black men, black women, minorities, or even just lower class people. All together,
I
right?
ain't lower class. Fuck me.
A lower class,
Ain't no class,
a lower
ain't got
income class. Yeah.
Man, and obviously, the goal is
high
to
grade.
the goal is to join the 800 club one day.
Bourgeois.
But what happened? So what made your credit bump? It sounded like it was kind of a shock to you, like.
Yo,
He was
caught
definitely
me
shocked.
Correct, because I'm thinking this in 300s or something. I don't know. But I always pay my stuff off, and I don't really use a lot of credit. But the last thing I bought with credit was the Xbox, the Series
Shit
X.
help.
Yeah.
So when I bought it and we put it up on Credit Karma, something like that.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I was doing the enter thing, and then they was do a bunch of bullshit like, oh, we don't recognize you. And then I hit another button, and then my whole profile came up, and then I showed it to the owner, and then he's like, you got something from Microsoft? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, this is yours. I was like, oh shit, 719? Pat, let's go. I was like, let's do it.
Man, that's super dope, man. And I was gonna share, like, so last year, because I have a hunch of what happened with you, right? So last year for me, I had a bunch of debt fall off of my credit report, and it bumped my score up to, ironically, a 718. Yours is 719. So it in turn, it motivated me to start to work on my credit and taking it more seriously. So I believe a lot of us don't work on our credit, because we think our credit is so bad, it's irreversible, but that's really not true.
Nah, it ain't true.
We
Yeah.
miseducated.
My shit been good and bad. It's been like that
Right?
multiple
See?
times. So.
And I guess depending on your upbringing or who is really in your ear, to understand credit, it matters, And I was going to say, like, so I have a homeboy out in LA named Royce. I've mentioned him before, who's hopefully going to be a guest on our show very soon. Shout out to Royce.
Shout out to Royce.
He helped me
Shout out.
better understand how credit works. So a huge portion of our credit report more than likely has mistakes on it. And let's be frank, majority of us become more responsible as we get older. So most of the debt is from our 20s, right? And once we get into our late 30s, a lot of things fall off.
I thought it was from my mom. Honestly, if I thought I had bad credit, I thought my mom put my name in a
Put
bill.
that cable in your name.
What?
It's a black thing. I think it's a black thing.
That's always what I
It's a
wonder,
black
right?
thing.
Like, bro,
Like,
why do
I
mamas
remember
do
being
that?
young in the bank, and my mom put my name in something, but I don't remember exactly what it was. So that's why I always had that worry in my back of my mind, like, what happened to my credit? What she do?
Right? It's true. Mama would always put, it's terrible. But so the thing about it is like after 7 years, things fall off of your credit. A lot of people don't realize that 7 years, and some things, right? Like what I've come to realize, right, is like there's whenever a credit company will send you, they start to send you collection reports and stuff like that. Let's say you just ignore them for 7 years, it's gonna fall off.
I mean, I don't want to ignore it for 7 years. I'm different with my approach. If I see that,
I ignore the shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
When I see it, I wait till I get a couple of notifications, and then I look at my credit to see if it took a ding, and if it take a ding, I send a fucking hound dog after they.
There you go. So see, Henny's smart. But let's say hypothetically, right, and this is game for anybody listening. Hypothetically, for 7 years you dodged that collections, right? Mm-hmm. After 7 years, it's no longer on your credit. But if they send it to you on the 8th year and you respond, that debt restarts. Yep. So
the moment you respond,
engage, call, anything, that debt restarts. There's things that I still get letters from that were on my credit 10 years ago.
You know why they do it or how they do it? They sell your credit to another company, and that another company hits you up and it resets it because it don't reset because they sold it. It resets because you answered the phone because you didn't know who it was.
They got in contact.
And
with
the thing is so even if you answer the call, I mean, they can't do anything. It's the moment that you like acknowledge the debt and you move to make any motion to fix it. It restarts. So there's companies that have mailed me stuff from 10 years ago, right? Like, and I have been on this quest to boost my credit and get it back. And I remember just like earlier this year, you know what I'm saying? I got something in the mail for, you know, a Verizon bill from years ago. And I start tripping like collections. Oh my God. Like, no, I can't have this happen. Right. And then I started to read it through, and then in the fine print, very small print, it says, though this debt is already off of your credit, it's, you know, it would be in your best interest, you know, to be responsible, to be a responsible person and still pay this debt. And I'm like,
messed up right there.
Right?
See, that's why you got to read that print.
You have to read
the print. You got to read the fine print.
Right? And so, like, the thing I was going to say is if,
even though it's off, I ain't paying that.
For anybody right now, right, like that's at this point, you know, you've got to this point in your life to where you're like, I want to improve my credit. This is the advice I can give you, you know, and hopefully, again, my boy Royce will come on here. He's a credit consultant. He's very great at what he does, you know. If I could give you any advice, I would say first, pay down your credit cards to zero, not to 30%, to zero. If you have any debts in collection that's within that 7 years, that's not falling off, you know, just like Shy or Henny. Damn, I keep calling you Shy. Just like Henny was saying, like a bulldog. Yeah, but like a bulldog, you know, if that credit collection calls you, you know, call the agency and work out a payment plan. You know, sometimes they'll let you pay it in full. Sometimes they'll settle with you for 25%, 50%, but get it off your credit. Don't mess around. Pay it off completely, one by one. All of these things on your credit.
It depends on what it is. I'm gonna sue your ass.
Right.
He ain't giving them nothing.
So, like, just know that to boost your credit, it's gonna take some aggressive discipline. Discipline like handing over $800 to a debt collector when you can use that $800 for whatever, you know, cutting down on eating out to pay debts, not using your credit cards, you know.
Cutting out subscription fees.
Cut them subscription fees.
All of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And most of all, like, just paying your bills, man. We have, oh my gosh, especially in the minority communities. I gotta stop saying minority because I feel like it's poor communities. It's not even just black. It's not even just Hispanic, Latino. There's white, you know, families that are just as poor with just as poor upbringings as us.
It's the lower income families that are having that, but it is a little bit disproportionate towards minority community only because we don't speak about finance in our homes.
Because they don't educate us on that, and also because our parents fail to educate
us on it. Yeah, so
schools, like everything around us pretty much fails to educate us. So we gotta
start spreading the word. There you go.
And then, but still, it's a minority thing.
These schools need their ass whooped.
They do,
When I
Big
was in
time.
elementary, the first thing they showed us financially was how to write a check, but they ain't tell your ass to go to prison if you write a check.
It's the long way.
Henny was contemplating.
They ain't go, like,
Thinking about it.
they ain't go into detail about how to manage the check or what you needed to do. They just showed you how to do it.
How to do it,
Why would you show us that step
How to write a
and not
check.
go into balancing the checkbook or in the balance in the
Oh.
account or anything
Preach.
like that?
They
Like,
prepping you for
they
to get in debt.
Damn sure
Or trying to finesse. and
teach
get
us
a
nothing
fraud.
about credit. They
Yeah.
told us nothing about credit. Everything I learned about all that shit, I learned on my own.
I think there should be a
My
bare
grandma was scared
minimum.
of it too.
I think there should be a bare minimum finance class
Oh,
in that starts before they leave elementary
Oh,
in
man.
6th grade. Bare minimum, just the basic level of finance class, and then
They should
obviously
teach savings.
by the time they
sure.
hit their 12th grade year, they should have a serious finance class being taught to them before they step out into the real world.
Shit, by the time
You know what I mean?
If you teach me that shit in 2nd grade, by 12th grade, I'm gonna have like 20, 30 grand.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
You know what
telling you,
saying?
I've been
You're setting yourself up.
my kids are learning at the age they're at now.
Mm-hmm.
And I taught him about that subscription stuff. My young man, DJ Thomas, he decided to get him a Spotify, and his account's connected to mine, so I guess he's assuming I was gonna pay his bill if he didn't have the money in there. And I explained to him kindly, like, at first he did what Henny do, where he subscribe and then cancel right with the little free subscription things.
That's how you finesse.
And I told him, I said, you gonna do that, you gonna forget to cancel.
Right.
And he's like, I'm not gonna forget to cancel. What he do? The first 2 times they got him,
Yeah, 'cause you get
and it came out of his allowance. Yeah,
Because they ain't gonna forget that
comfortable,
money.
like-
but after that,
Uh-huh.
I promise you, he never got again.
But
Like
also,
he's
there's like a little trick to that. You just buy it and then you cancel it. Right there.
yeah.
Forget.
You got the month. No, I'm saying you buy it right there. They have to give you the month. It's already marketed to you that we're giving you this for
The
a
free month, yeah.
And you cancel it right there. And
Yeah.
you're like, are you sure you want to cancel?
That was
And
his
you
plan.
Got the whole
and
month.
you got the whole
Still
month.
That
got
was
the
his
whole
And
plan.
as soon as
He
it
do
cut
it.
off, you do not get charged.
I'm trying to teach him about paying his bills. Is what the moral of the story is.
Oh,
to
that's
pay
it.
his
Yeah.
subscription, yeah.
Also how to finesse. Can't forget the finesse game.
But,
It's always great to
that's not
We got to teach him how to do it the right way.
the right way.
It is the right way.
That is the right way, but I mean the right way is in paying the rest of the bills on time. So
Although-
that's what I was getting at. They learning young to
Game
pay their own
Pass.
bills on time.
Game Pass, I have not paid for the last 8 months.
Nice,
Henny is a beast with this.
Nice.
I
Game
ain't paid for
Pass.
Game Pass in 8 months.
nice.
Not paid for whatsoever.
Because I do the quest. I got the rewards app
Yeah.
on the Xbox, and I'll click on it, see what they need me to do that day. I got 3 achievements I got to get before like Tuesday or Wednesday, so I need to get 3 achievements.
And all the cost you was a download.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
literally it. I've been getting
Them
Game Pass
subscriptions,
Ultimate
yeah.
for free every month, playing whatever game they drop, just
See.
because I do that.
But you get them in the habit at a young age of paying little subscription things like that.
Yeah.
When they get out and they have to really pay their bills, they already understand what they need to do, right? Like now he's understanding at bare minimum, I need this in my account before this date. And so
Right.
that's how he's doing it. He understands that's how it works now. You know what I mean? And so they're all learning, through trial and error, but I'm telling them, and then they assume dad don't know what he's talking about. Then
Right.
they have their little mishap, and then all of a sudden they on
need
the
something
right
from
path.
dad.
Yeah,
I
they need some more money from dad.
See, and I think
They
it's
earn their
important.
money though. They earn their money.
I feel like it's important in school for them to teach us about credit. I think credit is so important because
Yeah.
like for me right now, like I'm in a point. We're just having this conversation behind the scenes. I'm at a point to where I'm trying to buy a house, right? And I've came to a point to where I realized that not only do you have consumer credit that you see, that 718 when you go on creditkarma.com, but you also have mortgage credit. You also have different, there's different
Right.
credits that, there's translucent, there's damn it, I can't remember. There's like 3 different ones. You have literally about 5 different credit scores. And the thing about it is when you're looking at your credit score, your mortgage score is even different than that. And that's what like when you're going to apply for an apartment or whatnot, they're looking at your mortgage credit score. When you're going to look at a house, they're looking at your mortgage. When you're going to look at to buy a car, they're looking at your consumer credit score. Like there's
Right.
all of these different credit scores. And the thing about it is like Yes, saving is important, but like I got a homeboy, man. Like I'll never forget. I was in. It was one of the coldest. Oh man, just super proud, super inspired, man. Like sitting at a table with two of my homeboys, and they're pulling out cards. One pulls out an American Express, one pulls out a black card. And it's like, yeah, they're the 800 club, 850 plus club. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, tell me, I'm in the stages of trying to fix my credit. And I'm like, how you get there, bro? He's like, look, check this out, man. And I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm gonna put his business out there. He's like, I got 50 grand in credit. I only use my credit card. I don't even touch my checks. I don't touch any of my money that I earn. I use only my credit for everything, for my rent, for my car note, for my everything. I just use credit cards.
They do that.
Yeah, and then I pay on that credit card and I'm like, yo, what?
Credit's God. Credit's God. That's what they call it. So.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's where I feel like, and that's where I'm standing on my soapbox to say is that us, especially the poor, the disadvantaged minority communities don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, you just told me something right now. I didn't know you can go past 850.
Right.
I thought 800 was the cap.
Rob done busted 7 now. Now he thought he was 300. He busted 7. Now he going for the gold. Hey, get that, Rob. Get that credit up, B.
There's a group that's the 850 plus. 850 plus. Those are the people who
the
walk.
Cocky people.
Yeah, they walk in anywhere and get anything that they want.
Walk in and take your wife.
Put that on my tab with the
so
credit.
that's the thing. It's like there's people, right? Like there's people, right, that their whole everything is paid on credit. You know what I'm saying? Every blessed thing, and they're not going and buying Gucci bags.
No, of course not.
They're not going and buying Maseratis and putting 28-inch rims on.
Well, they might need one, but
Look, Dr. Dre, all he wears Air Forces.
Right. I mean, and
bad shoes for your feet.
And not to say that there's not some wealthy people who don't like lavish luxuries or whatever, but I'm saying like we're one of the only. Now I'm going off, but just back to the fact that this is a part of the game that we don't even recognize. Right? I remember I was talking to my son about this. I'm like, yo, Tyler, credit is king. You need to get your credit up. Do you have credit right now? He's 19 years old. I don't know. I'm like, well, you need to get credit on something. Like, and he's like, and I just keep on preaching to him. I'm like, yo, like, my whole life turned around when I started to improve my credit because the way that I was brought up, my mom,
it was scary.
Yeah.
Like, my mom's like, yo, like, if my mom got to pick between paying the phone bill or paying the light bill and it's down there last 50, we gonna got lights for a couple days.
I just remember stressing with
right?
credit from parents. Yeah, that's why I never really played with it. It's just seeing mom on the floor crying, a bunch of bills around her and shit.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's not cool.
I like visualize that shit.
And one of the coldest.
Hey, that's what it is.
The coldest concepts. Like I was reading this book, Financial Freedom. No, it was from I can't remember it right off top, but it was just describing of how poor people think and how rich people think.
Oh, it's completely different.
Right, poor people, like almost, and I'm kind of paraphrasing, but poor people wait for problems to come and then they decide how to fix them. Rich people, they rich.
Thank you, Rob. Say that in the mic again. Rich people what?
Create the problem.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Rich people fix problems. Like rich people will never be sitting around crying about bills because they've already decided, that they're not gonna let that bill ever. That's what bill pay comes in. Like that's why all their stuff like is already. It's already planned for. They plan ahead. They, rich
that's
people.
That's the crucial word you said.
Yeah.
Plan.
Versus
and they
like.
stay getting bailed out.
Yeah. But it's.
You know better now. We got to twist something in there. But look. I tell you a saying that's real is rich people invest first and then pay their bills, and poor people pay the bills and then maybe never invest.
Yeah.
But this is what you said, like planning. Like plan. Like poor people really don't plan. You plan to fail. but it's more automatic because it's
I think
Yeah, and that's one thing I was telling Rob.
And rich people are continually planning, regardless of how many times they fail. Something's going to succeed.
Yeah.
Poor people try to plan, fail, or once they fail, they feel like everything else is
failure. Yeah. But what I was telling Rob on the way here is how I had to rearrange my entire spending habit, my spending behavior, just so I can invest. You know, all you guys were investing in crypto before me. And I just kept hearing about it. And so at one point, I'm like, man, I got to do something, you know. And at first I started with the $20 change here and $10 change there. But then I looked at my budget and I'm like, man, there's a lot of things I'm spending money on that I don't need to spend money on. That, you know, how about this month? And I tried it 1 month. I said, every time I think I want to go buy something I don't need, I'm going to put it aside for the crypto. And I wound up spending $100 on crypto that month, which it wasn't a lot, but it was the start. It was a start, and I started balancing my stuff now. You know, where we're spending a couple hundred every paycheck on crypto, and it's money that I was wasting on the junk foods, on the fast food, on the you know, stuff I don't really need.
Wingstop.
I ain't never giving up Wingstop. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say.
The one next to me, at least.
Skip my credit. Skip my credit.
Yeah, I just remember that book too. I googled it. But yeah, that's super true. I mean, and that just comes back to this book I was reading. Right, it's called Financial Peace.
Yeah,
and it's by Dave Ramsey. So it's like, you know, one of the things, you know, that's kind of going into what you're saying is, you know, the mindset of somebody rich too is that they buy assets.
Yeah.
They buy things that they spend their money where it's going to make money. Poor people buy debts. We buy things that don't produce money. You know, we buy cars.
The rims.
Right.
We buy the rims.
Yeah.
That's why I said rich people invest first, and poor people might not quite even get to the investment at all. Because we pay our bills and we buy the rims, and there's nothing left.
Nothing.
Consume.
When we can't afford.
You know, also rich people don't use their own money; they use other people's money.
Exactly. That is.
Well, yeah, because you don't pay taxes.
But it's just that's another avenue. But there's like these other avenues they use to where, you know, the charities.
Yeah.
But even back to what I was saying, they use credit.
Yeah, they use other people's money. It's not their cash.
They don't spend a dollar of their own. They use credit.
Those dollars they use to build their lineage.
Yeah.
And that's where you get your wealth and all that stuff coming from and all that.
Another thing they do is on top of credit, which is definitely one of the top aspects you have to look at. But through those investments, they live off of the interest.
Yes.
Yeah.
They literally live.
The interest fees itself.
They live
cycles.
month to month off of interest that they're making off of all those investments. So yeah, they invested hundreds of thousands, and they might make, you know, $5,000 to $10,000 a month just off the interest off of all the investments over a certain amount of time.
Period.
They don't have to work. They don't have to do anything. And I'm talking about once you hit that financial freedom stage. You know, that's what they live. All those assets you said that the rich people buy, eventually they all come together to make enough to where they don't have to do nothing else but live off the interest that they're making.
And imagine,
you know what I mean?
If we started out, we were 18 and somebody was preaching this to us.
You're rich as fuck.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have met.
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
I'm saying I'd be in another country doing some shit.
Rob be off the some kind of island with his feet up, sipping Mai Tais and.
But yo, on another note, right? Like,
I probably would have started Virgin Mobile.
Like on another note, man. Like I had this thought, right, and I was gonna bring it to y'all. Like with as I want to know if I'm alone, right? This is kind of, I guess, in my mind, like with setting boundaries, right? Like this topic of setting boundaries,
right?
I have this thing now where I have a cell phone and I don't like when people call me.
I don't like people.
I don't like talking on the
text
phone.
or call me.
You don't like text either?
Nah, I hate text
unless
messages.
it's something important. Like, don't call me unless it's something important, business or something like
that.
I've never liked text messages. I don't like the fact that somebody will prolong a 5-minute conversation for like hours in
true.
my pocket. Like, nah.
Like, why y'all
like everything you just told me, you could have called me and told me in a minute.
But that's the problem. See,
but
but that's
this shit for hours.
that's the problem.
I don't like that.
Ain't nobody calling for 1 minute.
Right.
You feel me?
People
Like
do.
I
People call me,
don't
tell me what they
like
need you to hang
conversations. I don't like long conversations on the phone.
Nah, for real.
Yeah.
So when I send a text, it's straight to the point. Right? My problem is if I answer that phone, what's gonna happen is they're gonna call me about the original question,
Right.
and it's gonna turn into this conversation
Nah,
that I don't have time for.
Yeah, but see,
AKA
you know
what I
phone
mean?
terrorice.
Yeah,
Please.
nah.
You said
gotta-
AKA
Phone
phone
terrorists.
terrorists, yeah. They lock you on the phone.
Like, oh,
be
you're about to
stuck.
go to the phone.
Oh.
Alright, and then you say one word, and then it drags out for another 15, 20
Oh, yeah,
minutes.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is
Stop
how-
that.
This is how I know I'm amongst my tribe because
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be alone.
Yeah, I
Y'all
screen my
just-
own phone calls.
Only
B, I look
certain
at
people, only certain people can call me and have a long ass conversation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
those people have dwindled.
Yeah, because you don't say shit. Henny's like, that's nice.
Are you done?
Are you done?
Speaking
that
text
all-
form.
Is that all, Thomas?
You already told me that.
Speaking
You
in
already
text
told me that. Like, that's Henny's conversation right there.
Hey, you know what's
that kills me too. Cause my dad, he did that to me the other day. He called me, told me something at the beginning of the conversation. We was on the
Yeah.
phone for like my whole lunch break.
Yeah, yeah.
And I clocked back in, and before we ended the call, he said it again. And I was like, "Nah, don't loop back." I was like, "Don't loop back," because I feel like,
Don't loop.
cause I
Henny
feel
got
like
the no loop
I feel
backs.
like if he looped back, we gonna have that whole conversation again. I'm like, nah, man.
Like,
There's
let
no
me stop
loop
you
back.
there,
I was like,
Pop.
you already told me that.
back in two minutes
Hey,
and 30
I'm guilty
seconds
of that,
ago.
man. I would tell the same story to you 50 times in a month, B. You're probably going to hear the same stories next week when we sit there. Y'all might have heard some stuff already I said before.
I don't
But
know. I
what's
was
funny,
inspired
like-
when I was younger by this movie that Eddie Murphy had. I think it was called 1,000 Words or something like that.
I don't remember.
You remember the movie where every time a leaf fell off the tree, he was getting closer to dying?
Oh, no.
And this movie, it might have been 10,000. I don't know. It's 10,000 words. It's an Eddie Murphy movie. And basically, this movie was more so of what my grandma used to say. She was like, if you ain't got nothing to say, don't say nothing. She said your words is more powerful when you don't use them all the time. And that movie was basically the embodiment of that. It's like it made him have something to speak about when he opened his
He
mouth.
thought about it.
Because he talked a lot before that. And
1,000
leaves just
words.
falling. And yo, that movie inspired me, and I'm the same way
I
still.
kind of
That's
somewhat
crazy.
believe that. I don't like talking like I
That's
feel
crazy.
like it
Yeah.
burns a lot of your energy.
Yo.
Man, because it's like you're absorbing people's energy. And I was going to say,
Yeah.
right, like one thing for me, too, I got super hype right now. I
Like,
feel like
you
I'm in
can
a
conserve it.
therapy.
Like you really need to talk.
Yeah, I
Like,
do. I've been holding it in. And
Talk
the
about
thing is,
something.
the thing is right, like I used to have this moment, right? Like this is deep. I used to have this moment where I would get angry when my phone rang or when it beat the text, like whatever the noise was, I would get so annoyed. Even if I didn't get a text all day and I'm chilling, I'm
Yeah.
eating some Fruit Loops and I'm watching Sports Center and there goes my song like, doo-doo-doo, like damn it, man, like
Yeah, I hate when you get it right at the wrong time.
yeah.
You
And
right
so
when you're comfortable.
for my mental health, like the best thing that I ever did, right? It started off like, maybe when I was at work, it was like, all right, I'm gonna silence everything, right? I'm gonna put it
Yeah,
to
I've been doing that
vibrate.
lately.
And then it turned into like, you know what? I'm just not feeling people today, so I'm gonna silence my phone for half the day. Then it was like, I'm gonna silence it for the whole day. And then it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep
that
it
silent.
forever.
I've been doing that lately, and I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, put no silent.
No,
That's you did that
Take it,
movie.
Henny.
Like,
Yeah.
that was like some years ago.
Yeah.
They used to do a dedicated like a Sunday.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
started
oh,
doing it.
whatever.
I just started doing it,
that day.
and
Called it.
I realized my phone rings too much.
My phone be on.
And
dark
so
all
when it's
weekend.
on silent, it's beautiful. Now the sad part is when I pick my phone back up, I got a gazillion missed calls. But
Yeah.
but during that time the phone is silent, it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. And
I almost forget.
Peace.
And the thing about
Yeah.
it is, right, this is what the brain thing that I came to. My phone stays on silent permanently. I've come to the realization that I look at my phone naturally so much
Yeah,
that
become a habit, yeah.
that I look at it so much that it's very rare that I'm gonna miss a call because it's always gonna be in front of me.
Yep.
And I'll see it light up if it's a call. If I do miss a call, I can just pick it up and then, you know what I'm saying, call them right back. It'll be like, I feel like I look at my phone on average at least every 3 minutes.
And there's an
app,
easy. And there's an app that helps you track that. Like every time you even just wake it up.
See?
Track it.
I don't even want to look at that. It's insane.
Oh yeah.
But the thing
I
is,
got a life hack for all y'all that don't talk to people though. Like at work, like if you work a job where you don't make calls, I got a life hack for you. A real life hack.
What is that?
My ringer is on during business hours. Once I clock out, that shit is off. And the only way you can get in contact with me after I get out of work is if you somebody I fuck with and I don't got you on D&D.
True that.
Facts, that's work.
But like during the day, bitch, I get paid to talk to y'all. Anybody that call me during the day, I'm getting paid. I'm working. They know I'm working. I'm working, but I can hear what you saying, and if it's important,
Yeah.
We'll have a conversation while I'm on the clock.
Yeah.
If I ain't on the clock, I'm off.
bro, some days
I be busy.
It's super overwhelming, right? Imagine the day, right? Like I don't know about y'all, but man, I'm in like 4 or 5 different tech circles, right? Not to mention like our social media. Like we got our group, right? Like our group is one of the most like less intense. Ours is like it'll light up. You know what I'm saying?
Our group keep me laughing throughout the day. Yeah. Our little group keep me motivated sometimes because
it's like
I try to minimize our perspectives more during the day. Just keep it to a certain amount of perspectives per day, and ignore the rest of the people. I can only because after going through life, I can only amount to so many perspectives to where it's gonna really mess with mine, and then.
Man.
Question like, no, you know what? I'm picking who I'm dealing with in the day and keep that consistent. And everybody else that comes in is just extra.
Dude, I get the conscious mind calls. I get our group chat. I get my mom, my sisters, my nieces and nephews all have a group chat, and trust me, they go on all day. Then my dad and his brothers and sisters in the past couple years discovered that they can do a text group chat.
See?
So and they just like young kids. Like it's so funny watching my dad, his brothers, and sisters in the text messages. But I'm just like, this is so cool because I remember he didn't even know how to use the text message thing for years, right? So I see it all day long. On top of the business, the school, and everything. My phone is constant, dude. Like it's constantly going off.
It's constant on IG because I got the dumb story. I always post a whole bunch of funny stuff.
So
people always
check Henny Skywalker page for funny stories.
They just like they always commenting or laughing to the story.
Henny be
so I'll see that pop up for that. But
every single app on my phone. I turned all the notifications turned off.
Yeah, the notifications off.
Especially Instagram. I
have to.
I figured out when you can do that. I was like, off. Only thing I leave on is like my bank and my email.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like sometimes it's just the perfect storm, right? Like, cause sometimes, right? Like, I mean, like I said, like the most easiest group I'm in, I feel like is ours. It might get lit for a second, but it's not like constantly all day. Like
it's not an all day ringing. Yeah.
Like I'm in a group for the band I'm in, UFO. I'm in a group with a couple old co-workers. I'm in a group with I was in a group with a couple homeboys. I'm in another group with like 9-10 of my homeboys from high school. And you know what I'm saying? Like before I realized you could turn the notifications to silence, mute all of that, bro, I would just my phone beep, 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 beep.
And they're not even talking to you. It's just them having a conversation with each other. You just beep.
I kind of like being part of the groups I'm in because it's family, most of it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I like the groups I'm in because it's family, most of it. And like you said, I don't look at every notification that bings up with them, but I like to go in there sometimes and see that life is good with the people. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And that's why I won't leave the groups. Because as much as I say that as much as I might not like the bing, I love the fact that I can go in and see my mom and my sisters talking and my nieces cracking jokes, and I love that. I love seeing that. And then same with our group. My day could be going bad, and I look in there and one of y'all put some ignorant shit in there, and I just start laughing out of nowhere. Like, all right, it ain't as bad as I was thinking. Yeah.
7 in the morning.
7, y'all be doing some. Dude, that be some early ass shit. I roll over, it's be 7 a.m. Bing! Like, who is cracking jokes at 7 in the morning?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like it's so crazy, right? Just of how things have changed, right? We have to set those boundaries. I'm like Rob, man. I gotta mute everything. I gotta turn off notifications. I get annoyed at notifications.
Right. My family group chat. Yeah, they got mad.
They came together. It was like we need to get rid of
the tribal vote.
Well, they was like, they had like the whole group chat going on. Everybody, all the family was in it. Even my uncle.
Yeah.
My uncle was all like holy and they was constantly just. It wasn't like, they had a group chat that was like for important things. They'd be like, all right, we're going up to the store right now, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yo, take me up out of here. And I left. And they would add me back in. And I left like 10 times before they added me back in. And I saw them say something, and my uncle was like, y'all should just watch what you're saying. And I was like, look, if y'all add me back in this chat, I'm posting news in the family chat, and they got me out of there real quick. Like,
oh no!
I never got another notification.
That's crazy.
All notifications done. All notifications done, yo. That's comedy.
Yo, man, hey, we've come to that time. We can sit here and chat for hours.
For real, we do that on the regular anyway.
But we want to keep giving you episodes each and every week, so. I'm going to step in and we're going to do the jewel of the day, man. It's been such a blessed time. We don't got the VI Massive with us.
Shout out Souljah, bless.
Yeah, he's doing his stuff, Dizzle again, working on a movie set, actually working on a movie set at Disney World, shout out to him.
Shout out to the House of the Mouse.
Yeah, the House of the Mouse.
The Mouse House.
This thing. Many great things happening. But the jewel of the day today, and it's funny, like the 20-year-old version of me would have never imagined hearing myself say this, and this is something I was talking to Henny about this earlier, but I'm saying sign up for therapy. Yeah. In light of everything we talked about today, there's a lot that we mowed over. Last week we talked about gun violence in America. Literally a day or two after before we released the episode, there was another mass shooting that was very heartbreaking to hear, that involved children. We were going to go down that route and talk about those things, but at the very last second, we just decided, we want to do something light. We want to have just good old conversation about the things that make us feel good, and like I was saying, the 20-year-old version of me would never imagine saying this, but go sign up for therapy. Facts. Right now, we're living through so many levels of trauma. Mm-hmm. As a nation alone, we've experienced a pandemic, growing racial tension, inflation, violence, and that doesn't even begin to touch on our personal issues happening at home. Men especially, we need a place to unload our thoughts. Me personally, last year I hit a wall and literally broke down. I didn't feel like myself, and the pain I was harboring didn't feel healthy. So I went and I found a therapist. Her name is Eve, and she turned my whole world around. I love you, Eve, if you ever hear this. She helped me put so many things in perspective for me, and from that turning point, I began to thrive. I think we all need therapy. Yeah. I haven't been in her seat for a few months now, but just this week we were in touch, and I'm already planning on restarting our sessions. I know we like to think that we have it all figured out, but the truth is we harbor so much trauma, and it's more than we can imagine. Yes, therapy is expensive, so is our peace.
True that.
We are the Hot Mango Seed Podcast, and until next time,
peace.
We out this piece.
Deuces.
Peace.
Deuce.
Deuce.